CEO. CEO, come on.
Once was outside and now we worldwide.
CEO, come on.
Once told to hide, but you can't deny it.
CEO, come on.
The dream took some time, but now we on the rise.
CEO, come on.
If we unify, the squad will never die.
Hey guys, welcome back. Jeview here, and on today's video I'm going to be doing a review of the recently released Victrix Gambit dual-core tournament controller. This is for the Xbox more specifically, but will also work on Windows 10 PC, which is something I'd be more interested, obviously, because I can play fighting games on that and test this out and wouldn't be tied to Xbox, Series X. But I do also play a lot of Xbox Series X. I've been enjoying Splitgate recently, but very excited about this controller to give them a review. Now, Victrix did send this to me for review. This will be my honest review of it. I want you guys to know if it's worth getting. Is this something you could see in fighting game tournaments, maybe with a computer or online, with PC, since most offline tournaments, as you know, have been on PlayStation for the last few years. Really interested in checking this out. Thank you, Victrix, for sending it out. And of course, this is my first video back since the accident I had, and I will be planning to do a lot more of these, but I'm excited to unbox this and review because this could be a taste of things to come with more controllers and fight sticks as we get into the next generation with PS5 and Xbox Series X. Something very interested in. Now, historically on my PC, I would either use an Xbox Series X controller, which is great via wire. You can set up Bluetooth and all that, but with my PC always right next to me, wiring isn't really a big thing. So with that, the Victrix Gambit, this is only $99.99. A lot of other controllers, one of my favorites is the Astro C40. That was $199.99 with a lot of customization, a lot of things you could do with it, but it also had a wireless dongle. This is actually a wired controller. You cannot use it wirelessly, but that's where it gets its moniker from for being the world's fastest controller. Now, Victrix has come out with fight sticks in the FGC. One of my favorite sticks to use is the the Fight Stick Pro. And just a top quality build. I've always relied on it when I'm competing in tournaments. Mine more specifically works on PC and PlayStation 4 or 5, obviously. But with this, kind of excited to check it out. So we're gonna unbox it, show you guys all the parts, and then in part 2, I will do a run through and show you what I think of it actually playing and recording some footage through my Twitch channel to make a part 2 of this. But for now, let's just check the build quality. I'll let you know how it feels. I actually have a bunch of other controllers to show you size comparisons, so let me know what you think after this is all done. But let's just jump right into it. Got my trusty knife here. Now, their packaging has always been top notch. When you bought their fight sticks, they came out with so much stuff in it. It was wild. They had basically a Bible of paperwork that was really cool, explaining the process, everything that was a part of making this and putting it together. So, really interested to see how they've boxed this. But, great boxing. Let's just unbox that for you right there. A nice little faint Victrix logo on the side. Very cool. Love the name. I've always enjoyed the name Victrix and Gambit. One of my favorite X-Men characters that's very rare. So, box right there. Nice little carrying case. The Elite controller, I have the Xbox Elite controller. That had a really giant case, but this actually isn't bad in size. So let's just open up here. Now, they're touting this as Dolby Atmos, which is pretty much the best surround sound you can get right now. So depending on your headset, obviously, if it has Dolby Atmos or 3D sound, this is kind of the future, but the dual core is basically from their fastest input using one little, micro engine to do that. And then the second one's for the sound through your controller specifically, but you'll plug it in. This obviously will have a headphone jack in it and stuff. So paperwork's right there for you. Let's move that aside. Let's get the box out of the way. And now for the good stuff. So nice controller. This is cool, tied to your bag or something. A little, you got that on there, a little indent here. So let's just open that bad boy up. And boom. So before I get to the controller itself, you've got a nice purple, and purple is definitely Victrix's thing, a nice USB-A to USB-C right there, which is really cool. Going to be very easy to use. And this obviously is a tearaway, so you don't have to worry about that. And then the controller itself, let's kind of stand this up right here. You've got a faceplate that is interchangeable. This is actually like a hard plastic, so that's very cool. Actually feels, what you expect out of plastic, but very high quality. Put that there. The controller itself, which let me just give you an honest first feel, actually feels solid. Doesn't, third-party controllers have definitely come a long way. So really excited to see that you have multiple options, some for your bigger hands and stuff, but on first touch, honestly, it feels great. And now they're saying these triggers here have 5 different stop points. Obviously, I can only do, I believe, let's see. Yeah, so if you can tell right here, this is going all the way down. This is stopping like right there. So it's not kind of like the DualSense controller for PS5, which it's haptic feedback, so it actually controls how far you can do it via their software and their hardware inside. But first touch, and then they actually moved a lot of the option buttons here. Let me show you for an example. I have the Xbox, you know, the original Xbox Series X controller here, and about the same size, but your home button, your menu and back button are right here. Victrix has kind of moved out of the way, so maybe not so much accidental pushes, but solid pushes there. So let's go back, and then little cardboard, separate that. There's a back paddle, so you can actually swap that out. Oh, so by default, it comes with 4 paddle buttons. Now, with new software, these are actually, you know, you can modify it through the console software itself, which is a really nice touch. But has a button here. We'll see what that's for in a minute. Oh, actually, I believe this is to pop off the back. So, do that. All right, so it might be a little hard to do one-handed because it's a little slippery, but yeah, boom. And then you want this. If you don't want the paddles on the back to impede, oh, actually, okay, that's nice. That's a very quick mod right there. So this has 2 push, you know, button presses you can add. These have 4. Now, obviously, for fighting games, this could be, you know, tie a throw button to it, or, you know, taunt if you want to feel cheeky. But this obviously is better suited for shooting games. I think, obviously, being a tournament controller, they're aiming both for the FGC and for the shooting crowd, with Halo Infinite coming out, which is always a big esport. But so far, the paddles feel great. Like, if I put a lot of pressure, I don't feel like I'm going to break it. So that's good right there. But yeah, I mean, for purpose of having more buttons, you can turn them off or on, so I don't think you have to worry about accidentals. And then this right here is weird. I got to figure out what these purple buttons are for. But yeah, it's actually locked it. Oh, okay. So you hold it down to basically change the pressure of it. So we'll get back to that. And then it actually comes with additional pieces right here. You can actually, it's kind of funny they did this. You can actually make this an octogate controller. Now, what octogate means is in the FGC, it's basically making easier 360 motions on the controller. Me personally, not a fan. I like to feel the corners of my controller, you know, when I'm using charge characters, charging up and back and stuff. So very cool right there that they did that. Let's see what else. We got 2 pieces. So yeah, actually 2 multiple gates right there. So actually this looks, they are the same actually. So for 2 sides. So if you want to change both the analog and that. And then they give, you can actually change out this D-pad. Looks like you don't even have to change it out. You just put it on top. Let's see. Nope, looks like you got to take it off to do it. So it doesn't go on top, but D-pad itself, Xbox obviously has the single one. This feels obviously together and stuff, but it might be not word clunky, but it doesn't feel like it has a lot of give. So it might be tough on fireballs, but I will definitely test this out on PC for you guys. But yeah, let's see. And then this, yeah, if you want to take it off, you can actually easily take it off. Now the C40 had a couple screws to take things off, but that's very cool. By design, you have the translucent look. The thumbsticks feel great. You can kind of see the inner workings right here. So, but it feels like quality, guys, honestly. So let's do that. And then I believe, yeah, you just literally lift things off. It's done. Here's a tall boy. I don't know if I would specifically use this for anything, but it might help with people's aim if you are a sniper user or whatever reason you might use it. But let's see how I get this on. There you go. So line it up. It's a tall boy, but dead zone feels great. It returns to neutral right away. So that's great. I'll test it out on the software and stuff, but really cool right there that it can do all that. What else we got? We can actually change this. So instead of convex, you can get concave. So yeah, the one, not a complaint, but you just got to line it up. Okay, that was a lot easier the second time around. So there you go. There's that. Change that out. Now let's put this on. See how that works. Magnetic. Beautiful. You saw how easy that was? I believe this takes off the part. Just literally a lift. So for 99 bucks to have this kind of customizability, look at that. Just snaps right on. Now, Victrix, honestly, so far so good. Obviously, we'll see how it plays to give you an honest feedback on it, but everything feels pretty good on it. You got the braiding right here. Now, let's take this off. Let's see what else I can kind of take. I think this will slide. Oh my God, slid right off. That was the easiest thing. Obviously, that is going to be too small to do. Okay, so that's how it does it. So it's at kind of like a diagonal. So let's do this. snaps right on. Now when I use this is kind of, you know, a unique feeling right here, so. Feels okay. I'd have to obviously see. Now again, I'm a fight stick player, so I need a fight stick to play, but super cool that you can do all of that. All the buttons, Xbox button right there. So let's take that back off. It does come with a, okay, no, it does not. So, yep, that would go there. So again, case super cool. Put this back on. I would definitely play with that over the other thing, although that one kind of reminds me of the Xbox. Now, Octogate, let me see how this would work. How would I put this in? So not that way. Okay. Aha. I think these pop out. I don't know if I trust myself to pop that out. Oh, yeah, it does. So there you go. So circular gate and then Octogate, you can do that. So this would pop out. You'd swap this in right here and be good to go. But for now, you know, I prefer, like that's also magnetic. This is like that plasticky, like rubber feel. So if you like that kind of rubber feel, you know, absorb your sweat, your hand sweat, you can go with that. Me personally, I'm digging the feel of the white and just snaps on. So definitely awesome how they're doing all the snapping on and everything. I think they did a great job on that. Go put this back in. Oh, nope, you got to do it before. So you got to take off everything. So yeah, that's my hardware review of it. Let me show you some examples comparing sizes, but I will plug this in a second video and give you guys a better example of how everything's. But in terms of just setting it up, taking it apart, they did a damn fine job. So good job to Victrix. This is definitely a quality build. Let's see. So we're going to unbraid this real quick for you. There we go. So super long cable. That looks like, I would say, let's see what it says. 3 meters, so about 9 feet long. So definitely more enough space. And then just boom. That actually fits super flush inside. So that's cool. You got to kind of, yeah, you got to kind of pull with some pressure. It's not. So there you go. Honestly, not bad quality. So obviously want to see how it plays. Let me take this off. I would not play with the tall boy, although actually, the more I kind of feel it, it's not bad, guys. So let's take this out. Let's move this. So you got all the pieces. I love the case, nice and simple. You're not gonna, you know, lose everything. You can easily carry it with you. Octogate, you know, it's great that they gave you that kind of option. That's actually probably the first of its kind I've seen on a controller. That's that easy to use. And then obviously paddles and everything is really cool touch. So just slide that back in there. Or don't slide that back in there. Does it go that way? Yes, it does. Boom. So everything flies in perfectly. And then this obviously doesn't double down or anything, but there you go. That's my, you know, physical touch of it. Quality-wise, I think it's a solid third-party build. I think, you know, if you're an Xbox user and you want something wired, you feel like you need faster inputs, this is probably the way to go for shooters. But I definitely like the customizability. You know, the Elite 2 that you can get is going to be costing you like $200 or $180. So for a $100 price point, the quality, and then obviously the headphone jack, ease of use right here. Kind of curious to test that out. This might be like a mic mute button, but I would honestly use this. So gonna give it a shot, give you some comparisons real quick. So this is the Victrix right here. Let's go, let's start off with the official PS5 controller right here, the Midnight Red. There's those two right there. And I'll just put them all right here. Then you've got the Astro C40, which, you know, it's not a direct competitor because it is on a different console. Now the Astro C40, I love it, especially with the dongle that you can use for wireless. You can actually choose here, wired or tournament switch right here, which is pretty cool, or wired or wireless. So if you're in a tournament, it forces you to use the wire and stay connected, which I really like. So this is great for PlayStation. It is a little bit bigger in your hand, so for big hands, I would definitely recommend this one. If you're used to, you know, the smaller sizes, you might want to stick to the default, but they did a great job on this. And then you have the two little screws, but there's the C40 right there. Then you got the Xbox Series X controller right there. And then a old school PS4 controller. So I have all custom controllers. I don't have anything automatic, but you know, about the same size, just to give you a comparison. But there you have it. That is the first look and unboxing at the Victrix Gambit dual core tournament controller. Really excited for them, Victrix. Another foray into the controller world, and I hope they do well with it. But hope you enjoyed this look at it. Next, I will take it through its paces on playing it through on my PC games and on my Xbox Series X. Till next time.
See.